Welcome to the No Spin News, Thursday, September 11th, 2025. Stand up for your country. I got 100 media requests, confronting evil, sweeping the country because evil killed Charlie Kirk. Evil shot missiles at Poland. Evil is causing death and destruction every day in the Middle East. And I have to answer questions about it. One of the interviewers said, the release of your book this week is haunting because of what happened to Mr. Kirk, which when I thought about it, I said, wow, that's absolutely true. Now, we have a lot of things going on here. President Trump invited me to Yankee Stadium tonight for the 9/11 memorial. So I will be going there and speaking with him. Very pleased to go, very happy to get the invitation. And I don't know how much access I'll get to the president tonight, but I'll write a Sunday column explaining all of it. The special on confronting evil is so hot, it's on 2 networks tonight. 9 Eastern on the CW network, 9 Eastern CW, 10 Eastern on News Nation. Because obviously, Charlie Kirk lost his life because of an evil person. And evil is on the rise, as we'll demonstrate in a moment. So it's important to keep a clear head. They'll catch the guy. We tape in the afternoon, which killed us this week because we were behind, couldn't report the Charlie Kirk assassination real time because this show goes out worldwide and it has to be taped at a certain time in the afternoon. If something happens after that, we just can't get to it. But you guys understand, I'm on Twitter all day long. The website is updates all day long. So we're on this. They'll get this assassin. They'll get him. And if it is a radical leftist, all hell is going to break loose in this country. I don't want it to, but that's what's going to happen. So the talking points memo is the rise of evil in the USA and around the world. It's hard to put into words how dangerous this time is. And it happened in modern times only once before, in the 1930s. The result was 100 million people being killed in World War II. The United States defeated evil, and we had help, but we did it, all right, primarily. And if you read Killing Patton and Killing the Rising Sun, you know all that. But now the United States is not engaged in battling evil any longer. Putin's got to be stopped. He's got to be stopped. You cannot be shooting missiles into Poland, a NATO member. You got to be stopped. And the reason that President Trump is being very deliberate is because Putin has nukes and he'll use them. And it's not like Iran where when you bomb them, they can't do anything about it. But Putin, cover of my book, okay, there he is. So's the Ayatollah. 9/11 never would have happened, except for the Ayatollah. He's right on the book. Anyway, evil is a threat to every single person in the world. Yet many of us in America look away. They're not going to read Confronting Evil. They're not going to learn about history, how to defeat it. They don't care. They want to be on the internet. They want to be on social media, watch the football games all weekend. They don't want to be involved with reality. Got to stop. Now, I think Mr. Kirk's murder will get the attention of a lot of apathetic Americans. Has to. Has to. Particularly younger people. And that may be his legacy. That things change. We're going to go through that. Here's my summation last night on News Nation. Go. We are entering a new age of evil. The last age that we had was in the 1930s, with the rise of the dictatorships all over the world that led to 100 million people dead in World War II, the Holocaust, on and on. Now, I wrote this book, Confronting Evil, to signal people that it was coming. And it was a harrowing day for me today. I was born today in 1949. And I got up, and the first thing I heard was that Putin shot missiles into Poland. Ultra dangerous, all right? Putin is as evil as they come. He's on the cover of Confronting Evil, my book. He is a psychopath who is looking to slaughter human beings. That's what he wants to do. You don't shoot missiles at a NATO member unless you are trying to upend the entire world in an evil way. And then a few hours later, we have the Charlie Kirk assassination on the eve of 9/11, where we lost 3,000 people to evil. So I started the book's research and writing about a year ago, and I knew, as you say a lot in your monologue, that things are deteriorating not only in the United States. This is not an American problem. This is a worldwide problem. And my opinion that I inject into the book, backed by facts, is that too many people in the world and in this country are looking away. We are looking away. And we are allowing evil to gather power. Now, the progressive movement does not want to punish evil. They're soft on crime. They don't believe that most criminals should be incarcerated. And the progressive movement, I will submit to you, is the reason that that poor Ukrainian woman was slaughtered on the bus in Charlotte. The judge knew the man who allegedly did that, it's on videotape, was dangerous. The man beat up his own sister. Judge let him out on the street anyway. Judge is a progressive judge. Okay? How many times do we have to see that? How many times do we have to see that? And that woman, Teresa, whatever her name is still on the bench. Still on the bench. What is wrong with you people in North Carolina? You can remove her. Why is she not removed? And the people of North Carolina themselves should be demanding that. This is how you stop it. Now, I don't think the judge is evil. I don't know the judge, but she enables it. She allows it to happen. Okay. So on 9/11, 24 years ago, everybody got the cliche is a wake-up call. Everybody got it. Okay? And well, look at this. And I'll submit to you, most Americans didn't know what the jihad was. Osama bin Laden, man, no. They don't know anything about it. And all of a sudden, whoa, we're attacked. Thousands of people dead. The Kirk thing isn't at that level, but it's close because of social media and how successful he was. And the harrowing personal story of two little kids, and on and on and on and on. Now, we woke up after 9/11 for a little bit. And then we made mistakes in Afghanistan and Iraq, but we wiped them out, most of the jihadists. There's still a few around. And Iran's still functioning. Iran is the head of the snake, which is why Ayatollah Khomeini is on the cover of the book. But back here, Pritzker, Mandani, Newsom, Wu in Boston. What's going on here? You're voting for people who allow mentally ill, violent citizens to roam around at will. What are you doing? And that's to anybody in those states who's voted for those people. There's no excuse for it. But it's happening. So, to sum up, Americans have to mobilize now. Got to pay attention. I know not most, but many millions won't. They refuse. They're too selfish, too addicted to the internet, they don't care. And one message to the media. So The View is on today. Oh, Charlie Kirk, oh, Charlie Kirk, oh, Charlie Kirk. Did they invite Charlie Kirk on to talk about anything? I'm checking it out, but I don't think so. They disparage him, but now it's, oh, that's Disney. All right, I'm going to show you in a minute what happened at MSNBC. Anybody surprised what happened over there? No. So the media is enabling evil on a lot of fronts. And again, if we don't walk away from that, we're partially responsible. That's the memo. Okay. Charlie Kirk headed an organization that targeted younger people for robust debate. Mr. Kirk was a traditional conservative, said some controversial things. So what? I say controversial things every hour on the hour. That's his constitutional right. I do believe he was murdered because he did say things that some loon, mentally ill person didn't like. That's my belief. If I'm wrong, I will tell you. But I think that's what's going to be borne out. Interestingly enough, one of our guests recently is a man named Dr. Owen Anderson. He teaches at Arizona State University. He was the advisor to Charlie Kirk's organization on ASU campus. And he knew Mr. Kirk, and he joins us now from the college, from Phoenix. All right, so your role for Turning Point USA was what at Arizona State?
Yeah, so every student club needs a faculty advisor. So I serve that role for TPUSA, and I'm one of very few professors who would do it. The students had a hard time finding a faculty advisor, which is rare, but it shows you the climate at ASU, and I think really is a window into the spiritual condition of our universities.
All right, now you knew Mr. Kirk, you had dialogue with him?
Yeah, we'd met at several of the events that he holds, and just a great guy. I mean, my heart's been breaking, so sorrowful for his wife and children, and just as you said, classical conservative. He loved to debate, and what I've been thinking of him as is he's the American Socrates. He would go to our universities and he would debate anybody. He would answer and ask questions, and the students loved it. I mean, even if they thought they disagreed with him, they still flocked to his events, and his events were packed. And that's partly because the students that love to debate weren't getting that in a classroom. They're not allowed to question the ideologies that reign in our state universities, but Charlie Kirk gave them the opportunity to have those kinds of debates.
Now, as a faculty advisor for Turning Point, and the fact that you know Mr. Kirk, or you knew him, the reaction from your peers, the other teachers at ASU, was what?
Well, ASU and faculty have been pretty quiet as of yesterday, but the students made the call with TPUSA and with me to cancel the event last night. They have a regular meeting every week out of safety concerns. And for me, this really raises a much larger problem, because the hate that's been aimed by faculty members at ASU toward Kirk specifically is monstrous.
Can you give me an example of that? Can you give me some specifics on that?
Yeah, so in 2023, Charlie Kirk was going to host an event with Dennis Prager at ASU's Honors College. And the Honors College professors, I think it was 37 out of 41, so not every single one, but the vast majority, wrote a letter to their dean protesting Charlie Kirk speaking at the college. And they called him a bigoted white nationalist who spreads hate and attacks people. From the letter, you get the impression that he goes to campuses to wrestle with people, because if he goes there and has a rational discussion, they consider that attacking. And so the event was no longer allowed to be held at that college. It's still
Who made that decision? Who made the decision to cancel the event at the college?
I believe it was the dean of the Honors College. And
all right, so he folded to this faculty letter. Did the people who wrote sign the letter? Did they give you an example of Charlie Kirk's quote unquote hate?
Yeah, they had a number of, and this is on the internet, so it's available as public information. But they gave another number of examples of his hate, and all of them came from far left-wing media sources like Media Matters.
Right.
So they just listed, And these are research professors who say they treat students, you got to do good research. And their example of research is Media Matters.
The prevailing wisdom today at ASU is on a scale of 1 to 10. How progressive is the faculty at Arizona State University? 10 being off the chart progressive.
Off the chart progressive. We had a required employee training to teach us about the problems of whiteness, and we have classes on anti-whiteness. And they'll say, well, that's just a technical term in the scholarly literature, but that's not what it communicates.
Well, you shouldn't have it anyway.
On...
Skin color should not be an academic subject. That's ridiculous. Yeah. All right. So then the final question is, you got a guy like Charlie Kirk. He's very successful. He's mobilizing traditional and conservative students, younger people. He's obviously a Trump supporter. He helps Donald Trump and get elected for the second term. He then becomes a target. Do you believe that he was targeted for that activism, or was it just some rhetoric? That's something he said.
Well, the examples I have from faculty are targeting him for that rhetoric. They say, if you give an argument to suggest that John Money's sexual philosophy is false, then you're attacking students. They use that language. And if you're a student and you're hearing your professors tell you that a person's coming to campus to attack you, that's very vitriolic language. That puts a lot of fear into the students. But it's not what he did. We all know what he did because his videos are all over social media. And
yeah,
students
and I mean, look, you don't have to agree with Charlie Kirk to know that whoever killed him is an evil SOB that's undermining our Constitution. And I mean, that's it. There's no two sides to the story. But I don't think, and you correct me if I'm wrong, that even after this terrible occurrence, that any of the radical progressives who are teaching at Arizona State University will change their opinion at all. I don't think they will.
No, we've seen that with the executive orders in the spring against teaching DEI. They simply rename those same ideas and keep doing it. So no one's minds are changed. If anything, they'll just pivot to saying this is because of guns and try to keep ideology and then hateful language out of it.
All right, Doctor. We appreciate it very much. Thank you.